Hey guys, when your job follows you home, mine never followed me home. It was at home already, which is worse. Hi, I'm Diane. I just happened to think about this. Thought I'd make a video. So it's kind of disjointed, but it's just some thoughts I had. I'm full of regrets about this and kind of got pissed off at myself for allowing this to be my life story. But it is what it is. Here we go. I've owned this curtain business since I was 27. That is 49 years ago. Can you imagine working the same job for 49 years? I've done it. I wouldn't say that I was obsessed with working, but I felt driven to work. If I'm not working, I'm not making money for my family. So, after our business closed down in town, I went home with the a wholesale part and took half of the workroom, and Mom kept the retail. And then I've told this before, but she got sick with cancer and she finally closed down her part. So my part was at home. At home. So I felt compelled to work because I was at home. As soon as dinner's finished and I've cleaned up the kitchen, I run off to the workroom to work another hour or two. Money meant everything to me and my family. That's how I put food on the table. So I think that's what drove me to work so many, many long hours. Like I said, this is disjointed. I just jotted down some stuff. I actually talked a fabric store owner into letting me sew for her store. She had this side empty room, huge room, and she let me make sample curtains and things like that, and Roman shades, and actually put them on the wall to show people, to use as samples, to take orders. And oh my God, she did wonderfully. She paid me to make all of those samples. I got to go through the store and get whatever fabric I wanted to make them look good. Of course, I installed them. She paid me for all that. And then she would, as a matter of fact, even though my mom was sick, I think she was in remission at this time, she actually went out there and applied for a job, and the owner hired her to actually take the orders because Mother was familiar with this. That's what she did for us downtown in our business. That worked out perfectly. So I knew that when I got the orders, everything was correct. You know what I'm saying? So I would fill the orders at home and take them back to the fabric store, and she would pay me immediately. It was wonderful. It was a very good setup. Well, then she decided to sell her business, and those people actually who bought it were actually sewers themselves and had their own sewing room, so that didn't work out for me. But anyway, it was fun while it lasted. And that's when I decided to try to start working for decorators, people who would get work and bring the work to me. Well, this is the way I work. You give me an order, I'm going to get it done because I need the money. Well, I'd get these orders done for these decorators, and one of them would actually Oh, oh my God, you got that done so quickly. I don't even know if she's ready, blah, blah, blah. If any of you know anything about decorators, they take their time. I mean, months in doing a job. That's ridiculous. Sorry, decorators. But anyway, that's the way I worked. And as soon as I got the job done, of course I had to install it. I mean, I was an installer also. And as soon as I got finished, I wanted my money. Because the week before, whatever I made that week is what I needed for next week's bills. You see what I'm saying? I was just one week ahead, or 1 week behind all the time. And that was another form of contention between me and the decorators. They didn't like to stop what they were doing and go write me a check. That was inconvenient. Anyway, they finally stopped using me, and it was not because of my work. I know that. And it wasn't because I didn't turn out the work. I know that. I think they just got tired of me asking for money, and and if it wasn't there, I'd call and say, well, you forgot to leave me a check, blah, blah, blah. I just think they got tired of it. I don't really know why they quit using me, but they did. So that's when I decided to, well, first of all, they just didn't understand. I had 4 children at home. One of them was extremely wealthy. She didn't need money. She didn't understand the concept of needing money. And the other one, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't think she liked me. Anyway, that's when I decided to open a website, which thankfully, thank you God, it worked. So the only way I knew to survive, to feed my children, was to keep working. And since I was in my own home, I could work till bedtime and get up and do it all over the next day. Now, I had a large family, still do. We would have birthday parties, holidays, dinners, big table, big family, fun. I was there, but I was never really there. That's the honest to God truth, and I hate to say it, and I'm mad at myself because I miss so much enjoyment with my family because they were funny and just fun to be around. And I feel like I missed so much. I was there for part of it. I know that. But really, if you could have seen my mind during those times, even at Christmas opening presents, I was thinking, now that order next week, I need to start it early Monday morning so I can have it out by Wednesday. That's the way I was thinking all the time during Christmas. This is no lie, and I hate to admit it, but my job consumed me because I knew that was our survival. And then there might come times when one week I might not have any work. Oh my God, that happened a few times, quite a few times. That was very stressful, very stressful. Okay, this is actually a cautionary tale to someone who's listening, who is still working and working too much. Family should come first. Job should come second. If anyone needed to talk to me, they knew where I was. I was in the workroom constantly. Quinn, don't do that. Quinn. Oh, he can't hear. Quinn, don't do that, baby. Don't do that. And I did. I felt like most of the time, especially in the later years, that I was just put on earth to work for other people. Y'all know me. If y'all have listened to any of my videos, you know I had low self-esteem, low self-worth. What am I here for? Oh, I just sound like I'm just complaining, and I'm sorry. I don't want this channel to be like that. Really, let's get back to this is a cautionary tale for someone to tell you not to put your job first. It's not that important. The only thing that really matters is your family. I know that now, and mine are not here. They're here, but they're not here. I missed all that time with them, and now they're spread out in different places, and I see them maybe 3 times a year, most of them, maybe. I see Ashley maybe once a month. We actually come face to face and can talk. So I'm basically all alone now with no family. Still working, by the way. But even though I was overworked and overwhelmed most of the time, I was grateful because I was being allowed to take care of my family. And, you know, it was just a catch-22, you know. You work or you don't. You buy groceries next week or you don't. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Burnout. Yeah, I had burnout. I think I've had burnout for 15 years or more. Yeah, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of sewing. Don't want to do it anymore. 49 years is enough. It's enough. And when I hear people complain about small things, in my mind I'm going, if you only knew. If you only knew what I have to accomplish every week. Because I was taking grandkids to school, picking up grandkids from school, rushing back to the workroom to continue working. And then I had to cook for most of those grandkids, you know, for dinner. And I'm complaining. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm just in this kind of mood right now because I was thinking about, you know, my life is at the end. I mean, come on. It's at the end. I'll be 76 in November. And I can't go back and change any of that stuff. I can't go back and enjoy my family the way I should have. But that's over. It's all done with. Okay, if this is you, I beg of you to find another way to figure out your work schedule. Do it for your family. Do it for your family, because my family can remember me saying 100 times, no, I can't. I have to work. That should be engraved on my tombstone. No, I can't. I have to work. So don't let this be you. And I'm sorry this was a complainer. I'm sorry. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Love's still coming your way.